Time now for our second contender for Best New Home, George's favourite, which is trees. A house so special its owners were allowed to build in a conservation area.
To get a modern new-build house put up in a small rural community is harder than turning water into wine. It can take nothing short of divine intervention to make it happen. This next house is a miracle in the very best Grand Designs tradition. The owners went on a 3-year pilgrimage just to find the perfect site. They then battled with the planners to get the scheme they really wanted. And if that wasn't enough, they couldn't get a contractor they could afford, so they decided to build it themselves. And what was born was the most perfect contemporary house. The building feels like it's part of nature, with all the red cedar cladding on the outside. The materials are modest, natural and honest. And this house is a revelation. I think it's absolutely brilliant. You walk up the garden and you think with all the natural timber and the glass that you've got, it actually blends into the nature around it, doesn't it?
We wanted to build a building that would fit comfortably here and also use materials that are going to weather sympathetically as well. So
I think we kind of felt the site almost designed the house and it inspired the house. You know, we had ideas about light and space, but actually the tree canopies, the wood, the materials, the aspect, it kind of evolved itself.
Inside is very contemporary. The pale palette throughout has a wonderful calming quality to it. Downstairs is a great entertaining space with an open-plan kitchen and dining area which leads into the minimal yet warm and welcoming living space. Upstairs are the 2 children's bedrooms, the bathroom and the master bedroom. Oh, what a lovely bedroom. That's great, isn't it?
it's great, but the main thing's the view again.
Look at that. Fantastic, waking up to that every morning.
It's wonderful, and you get so much going on in that field, wildlife coming down from the Mendips, it's great.
Jim and Becky bought the land for £310,000. It then took them 4 years and a further £270,000 to build their house. They spent most of their money getting the outside of the building right, which left them very little for soft furnishings, like curtains. So I know those houses over there are a fair distance away, but there's still a privacy issue in here. They must get a cracking view.
I think it is a psychological thing in that you aren't really overlooked, but when we can afford to get curtains, we'll be getting curtains, definitely.
Jim and Becky were blessed in getting permission to build a contemporary home in an established conservation area. But their creation also owes its existence to this world. Well, the planning office.
But a conservation area is an area of special architectural or historic interest, or historic, remember the or historic?
Or historic, yeah.
Yeah, the character and appearance of which it is desirable to preserve or enhance.
Or enhance is the key phrase there.
Absolutely. And, you know, Jim and Becky's proposal certainly enhances the conservation area.
This house is right at the cutting edge. It's heralded a new, more contemporary way of building for the village. It's shown them the light. This living space is just breathtaking, isn't it?
It's just really such a great view.
It's even framing quite key buildings, isn't it? At the end, you've got a fantastic church there up on the hill.
And it's great because the church lights up at night and it ties you into the landscape a bit more.
This seems quite a sort of monastic, peaceful, tranquil house.
It is very peaceful here, but that's purely because we're bringing in the surroundings, because it's such a peaceful setting.
Yeah. And we're not overlooked, and we're on the edge of the village boundary, so we're lucky in that sense that we have that space outside your house.
Yeah, I think it's so commendable for a contemporary piece of architecture to have that spiritual, calm feeling to it. This building doesn't shout.
No.
This house doesn't shout. It sings.
I believe in miracles.
You've got to vote for this house tonight because it does exactly what a new home should do. It fits beautifully into its setting, and more than that, it realises the dream and ambition of its owners Becky and Jim. I think it's truly divine.
I believe in miracles.
Beautiful, beautiful building. Do you know what I like? I like the fact that you've got this building that seems to float on this wall of glass, you know?
Kevin, it's the most idyllic, romantic pavilion of a house. And just like the conservation officer said, that building enhances the conservation area. For Jim and Rebecca to build that building in a conservation area the way they did is a miracle. It is fantastic and it's beautiful.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, George. If you want to vote for this project, the number on your screen there right now, 090 11 21 3102. Calls cost 25 pence from a BT landline. From other networks, it may vary, and mobiles will cost considerably more. Lines close later in the programme. So good luck to Jim and Rebecca. Find out which of our 3 beautifully crafted new homes has won themselves a place in Friday's final to find Grand Design's Home of the Year. OK, guys, thanks. The Wilderness, the quiet collection of beautiful grey cubes in Suffolk, set in an ecological paradise. Trees, a piece of rural, modest modernism in glass and wood in Somerset that the conservation officer loved. And Lau's Son, the clever Venetian blind building in Hackney, London, which is small, perfectly formed and very private. Hello, we're back. I'm just picking bits of glass out of my hair. That was quite some explosion. I didn't expect it to kind of shatter in that kind of dramatic way. How's everybody feeling over there? How are you? You all right?
Yes.
I'm absolutely... I'm a little bit stunned by that experience. But, do you know, just to build the tension here, I don't want to be cruel, but I have just heard that there are only a few hundred votes between the winner and the other project. So it's extremely close. What shall I do? Shall I open the envelope? Oh, go on then. All right, without further delay. The winner of Best New Home, Grand Designs, this year is Trees. Whoa. Jim and Rebecca Dyer. Come on up here, come on up. Thank you. Here we are. Let me give you that. How happy are you, hey? Congratulations. Well done. Now, what I want to know is, I want to know how you feel.
Amazed.
No, come on. It is an extraordinary building.
No, well, the other houses are just fabulous. I'm totally
no,
amazed.
this is false modesty indeed. Come on.
Surely. Oh, I can't believe it. Cannot believe it.
It's an amazing building. It's a fantastic building. Really beautiful. And these guys worked so hard to do something in a very difficult area. It was a conservation area.
That's the extraordinary thing, I think. And to have a conservation officer so progressive who saw your... Basically, what he was saying was this was going to be a listed building of tomorrow, wasn't he? In a way. Don't you think?
Yeah. It was.
This is shoving the microphone in her face.
It's actually quite a serious point because bodies like English Heritage are looking to list good buildings for the next generation, and this is one of them.
Yeah, I have to congratulate on the way that I think your architects and you have achieved this kind of wonderful sense of floating. So you get this kind of this idea that it's just a little box, kind of just almost kind of travelling through the countryside. You know? What's it like to live in it? Tell me.
It's fun. You know, the children love it. It's open plan. It's just a lot of fun, a lot of daylight, and we love it. We're very fortunate.
And day to day?
It just works very well as a family house, and it's great to feel part of that landscape because we're so lucky to get that site. We looked for such a long time, and it's just fabulous.
And I think that's important when people think about modernist houses. They think they can be quite stark, but they've got the perfect family home. The kids adore that building.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you again on Friday when you're coming back for the finals.
Yes.
You've got a chance to be the champion of champions. We've got another few categories to see. 3 more categories before Friday, but we'll certainly see you there, and you're in with a good chance.
You're in with a very good
chance.
chance.
For our supreme
very
champion of champions. Well, congratulations to Trees. Yeah, they deserve it. However, looking over...